Right, here we are. We've not done a development video for a little while, so here we are. We have VooDoo in the pilot seat of the CH47.
Which I've never flown.
Well, she's never flown, and
Ever.
never flown. And this is on a CH47. It's got a reworked FDM compared to the standard one that's available. It's my policy to fix the FDMs first, then if we get that right, then we fix the rest of the aircraft. So, this is a work in progress flight model. It's better, I think, than what the old one is, but VooDoo's never flown either of them, so this is a completely fresh thought, and probably a few crashes to go along with it.
You think?
Oh, I know.
Yeah, you've seen me fly these things.
Little tip, you need a little bit of backstick.
A little bit?
Yeah. I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Let me get used to this thing. I'm still configuring stuff. I assume autopilot is gratis non gratis.
And this, never. It ain't never going to have no autopilot. It's a really complicated FDM as it is. Getting an autopilot to work with it will be sheer luck more than anything else. I'm standing by with the SAR helicopter, the 212 sitting over there, just in case you get wet or die in a fireball.
I like that one.
You like that one? Okay, go with that one then. It doesn't have many liveries, it's not very detailed yet. It is a very, very old model. If I can get the FGM right to a usable state, then maybe we can look about revamping the whole thing, making it some more modern. I did add the dust particle effects to it to make it look a bit better. Whoa. Actually, that wasn't too bad for your first attempt at a takeoff with it. I can almost hear your palms sweating, mind you. Don't pull the nose up too high. You start going backwards. The complicated thing with this FDM is where you would normally have your tail rotor input, the input in this works both main rotors in opposite directions in the cyclic sort of aileron effect, if you like, left and right. That's how it sort of works with rudder input or pedal input.
Yeah, I'll get jiggy with that after I'm not terrified with my sweaty palms. It's kind of like, okay, the gear does not retract.
No, gear is not retracting this unit, no. Geed's already planning a new sound pack for it.
That would be what Geed does. Yeah, it's pretty stable in, what's VNE?
It should be around about 160, 170 knots. I haven't been able to get it go that fast yet. At the moment, we're getting blade stall about 120 to 130, which is much too low. I'm still working on that. It's an extremely complicated thing. When you do get blade stall, because the blades operate and turn in the opposite directions, one goes clockwise, one goes anti-clockwise, they both stall around about the same time. It's a very nasty stall because it tries to twist the airframe in half.
No, well, that would be inconvenient at the least.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to be particularly agile either.
They are fairly agile. If you get it going to about 100 knots, you can hammer that around and pretty tight turns with it as well. It can manoeuvre quite well once you get used to it, but you need a lot of stick input. The FGM is about 99% completely rewritten from the original version at the moment.
The original one I could not fly at all.
No, the
I
original,
tried a couple times and then gave up.
The original one was very bad for just falling over. Before you even got off the pad, it would just fall over. You had to be very aggressive with it on the ground just to keep it upright. But this is behaving much better at the moment. But it's getting there, I think.
It actually flies like you'd expect it. I mean, it's not really intuitive. It's not completely weird either.
Well, maybe not weird when you're flying it, but when you're working on the damn thing's weird.
Oh, no doubt. I'll try to hover this bad girl.
It hovers really quite well if you get it into a stable position. It does weather vane quite badly in strong winds at the minute as well, which I'm also trying to eliminate. I've had it loaded up with about 14 tons worth of fake cargo in it to see how it flies, and it still does it. It can lift it without any problem whatsoever. So its cargo carrying and the power is definitely there. It can do what it should do in that respect. I find that if you get it stable and slow enough, it is quite precise in the hover. You can move it quite accurately. If you get the FDM done as well as we can, it might give us a cue to start actually sorting out the 3D model and upgrading the effects and such like, bringing it into the modern sort of line of things. I think it would be a really good asset to the helicopter lineup if we get it sorted out. Oh, and you departed.
That's not funny.
No. Well done. You got a Chinook shaped fence post. What did you try? What did you do? Or what were you trying to do?
It's just hovering. It just started to fall over, and any counteraction just said, nope, I don't want to do that. Let's try again.
I don't know what the wind speed is at the minute.
Seems like it wants to roll in a hover. It seems like it wants to roll left.
Well, when you're working with the rudder, it tends to try and roll it sort of funny way. The back end wants to go one way and the front end wants to go the other way because you're working on opposite planes of existence, really.
So tail rudder input on this is actually what?
Cyclic. Left and right cyclic on the front and left and right cyclic and back in opposite directions to get the rotation. It's really difficult to get everything tuned out and sorted out when you're doing that because you can get it the normal cyclic input set up and it'll work fine, but then it goes all to hell when you're trying with the pedals. Input level wise, when I was saying to Keith, when I'm working on a normal helicopter, when I'm tuning the input of like a cyclic input, you're working in maybe 1.5 point increase at a time to get it tuned out. With a Chinook, it's 10 and 20 point increase at a time. Just to make a slight difference in the performance. It's brutal. Camera's back on you again. It actually taxis quite well as well. Oh! No, 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 no. You and the Chinook are not going to be friends.
I can see that. I think it's beyond really effectively controlled with keyboard and mouse. I think you have more. You got more stuff.
That could be right. It is a complicated thing.
Let's try this.
Are you coming back in with it, or are you coming in with the 212?
I want to try this one more time. So you gotta get more to feel about it.
Okay. Be lucky. Be confident.
Fingers crossed.
Toes crossed. Balls crossed. Legs crossed. Whatever. Arms crossed.
Bam! Yeah.
For me, working on the FDM for it, I found it really quite challenging to get my head around the way this thing operates. I've only ever really worked on conventional helicopters until now. It's always bugged me that it's never flew properly.
Need to get after the .AMB values too.
Well, you can carry on with that. But the model's going to end up being cut up and bits added to it and cut up and doors cut into it and such like. So I wouldn't worry about that just yet because it's going to get messed up again. They're quite, looking at the windsock, there's quite strong wind here back at the moment.
I'm flying border of high pressure.
Oh well, that would be okay for you then. Well, that's one way of getting off the ground.
Yeah, until you got some, well, for me anyway, until I have some forward speed, it just doesn't want to, there's no conventionality to the controls, it seems like.
It's different. It definitely flies a lot different from what you're used to anyway.
Not your average everyday helicopter, and if you fly with a keyboard, you guys, you're going to find this to be challenging.
I'd say deadly, but yeah. Yeah, when I looked at the FDM, when I started working on it, the original FDM, the blade rotations were completely opposite from what they should be. The clockwise and anti-clockwise sets were back to front. The blades were wrongly spaced. The fuselage lengths were completely wild. There was ballast points slapped all over the place to add mass to the airframe, probably in an attempt to balance the FDM out to make it fly properly, which didn't obviously work. So all that was stripped out, all the fuselage elements were stripped out. The blades were put where they should be, in the proper angles and proper positions, and rotating in the proper ways. I reballasted the airframe as well with the new fuselage elements. Quite a lot of work went into it so far. That's a fairly stable looking descent. You're going to hit the flag though, the swinsock, right below you. When you're rotating with the rudder, try and counter the roll with the cyclic as well. I keep saying rudder, I mean pedals, well, you know. You're bloody close to that light gantry.
At this altitude, I'm very close to everything.
Yes, you are. That looks not bad. You're getting the hang of it, I think. That's very steady now. It does hover bum down, by the way. A little bit. Also, you need to get used to the length of the damn thing, it's quite long. You're still actually on the grass.
Sweet. At least I'm on the ground.
At least you're on the ground, you landed it. Well done.
Very challenging.
Yeah, still a bit of work to do in it. Yeah, I want to get that blade stall sorted out, get that remedied, and see if I can get the top end performance up.
Try that that 1N.
Yeah, the UH-1N. It's fitted. It's its own unique bird now. It's its own instrument panel. It's got some of its own sound pack. This payloads are slightly different from the previous version. It's got a larger rocket pack available for the armed version, with 19 rockets per side instead of 7. The deployable gun sight, when you've got the rockets fitted, is calibrated, so the horizon lines where your rockets will hit, and the guns. As long as you don't move the seat height.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because that will change the impact point. Because
yeah. Correcto. So I've been working away in the instrument panel again today, and I'm starting to put stuff into the 1N panel part of it. All the other instruments are functional, that I've got anyway. So yeah, it took quite a few man hours to do it so far. It flies. It's got its own unique FDM now. The previous versions were all flying sort of similar versions of the same FDM. This is tailored to the 212/1 UH-1N now. Just like the UH-1H one's its own beast as well.
Ooh, like the instrument panel.
Expect similar VNE speeds to the UH-1H though. It's the same rotor head and such like. It just gets a bit more power about it. Still got to cue that bug with the interior though. All the doors work as well.
Air cavalry.
Yeah, the liveries are the old liveries with the old Hue package, so they'll all be getting repainted. So don't pay much attention to those.
Oh, nice.
The landing light switches on your connective. It's got the
Tips.
It's got what?
Give me a tip.
It's got the wrong multiplayer sound pack in it at the minute.
Back stick or neutral.
Can't honestly remember off the top of my head. I'll let you find out.
We'll wing it.
You'll wing it, literally.
Limit my views here.
You what?
Limit my views.
Just fire my one up, just follow you around.
If I don't run you over.
Don't run me over. Still spooling up.
We really want to enjoy this one. Fly the Chinook first.
Yeah, it's easier than the Chinook. Oops, also plugging sticks in it.
Oh, I like this one.
It's easier than what you were flying a minute ago. So. But you
Got power, but not so much that it's not like it's hinky or.
oh, it's more powerful than the UH-1H, certainly. But
100 knots on the nose. Maybe a bit more abrupt than I should be at this point, but
it's not as difficult to fly as the UH-1H. The increase in power seems to help that a lot compared to the UH-1H.
oh yeah, it's not. It's a little more predictable with a little more power. That's a little unnerving, but
What? Are you losing power?
no, I'm just trying to balance things out, and it's kind of like rotating left and right on me. But I think that's just me being weird.
Oh, you're not known to be weird at all.
Ah! See how fast it will go and what it does when it goes too fast.
It's actually fairly predictable. You get a good bit of vibration coming in, but it lasts a while before it breaks.
At about 120 knots. And 30 knots. She doesn't like it, but she's hanging in there.
Now got the vibration going on. You can fight it. It will eventually break it, but you can keep it going for a while.
But she looks very, very nice inside. Wow.
And I've got the centre panel to do yet, and I've got to do its own overhead. It's still using the overhead panel from the UH-1. I need to calibrate the airspeed indicator as well, it's off. Still got this missing interior bug over motor there, so I think I know what's causing it. Ground effect, are you? Down, yeah.
Seems to need a lot of varying tail rotor authority to change with different power settings. It seems to be quite pronounced.
Hmm.
Very nice bird.
Thank you. Still a lot of work to do in it though. A hell of a lot.
Never stops, does it?
No, never stops. Everything's a work in progress. Nothing's ever finished.
And if you find any problems, you fix them.
Thank you. Oh, I fix everything me.
No, I was referring to anybody else. I find problems, don't tell him. Don't tell us. Just fix it.
As the model goes, you found it, you fix it. Anyway, that's the sum total of the past couple of weeks, really. I had an awful lot of time to do it this week, last week, you know, and so I've done what I could.
Well, I think it's outstanding. I haven't had even time to fly the last 3 weeks or so, so.
No, but that's understandable. Yeah, anyway, I'll cut the video off there because that's the 2 latest things I've been working on done. Any summary?
Chinook's nice, not as bad as I thought, but difficult if you're inexperienced and flying with keyboard and mouse. UH-1N, very nice. Looks fantastic inside, so handles more like a traditional helicopter. Additional power seems to have done it very nice.
Okay, thank you. Right, stopping the video there.
Bye, Mom.